Behind me is my next project. It's an L2900 Kubota, 2008, I think. It's only got just over 1,000 hours, 1,050 something. Now, it's been working really hard for me last year and a half. I knew it had some problems, but it's never, ever failed to start. It runs really strong. It has done everything I've asked it to do. But it's come time where it's got some oil leaks, and I need to address them. Look under there. There's oil pouring out of that knuckle down there. Now this one isn't much better. It's been leaking as well. Plus, behind, that seal there I think has gone bad, as has this one. Now this, I don't know where that's coming from because I don't see any fresh oil coming out of there. But I have to investigate that a bit further. Anyways, it's been a really good tractor. I'm really happy with this thing. But I just need to do some maintenance. So today I'm going to get the front end loader comes off really easily. It's not the automatic ones like they have today. You've got to pull pins and stuff. And there's some bars you got to rest the front end loader on. I'll also dump off the box blade. And then we'll bring it back in here and start looking a little bit closer what it's going to take to fix this up. This shaft is all one big piece. So that's got to come out that way. For that to happen, this bearing has to come off. The nut behind here has to come off. The bull gear has to come off. And I think then it just slides out. I don't have the proper puller, but I can make something using this. This nut is not very tight, but I'm noticing it's pressed in right here, but I'm going to put it back the way that is. There's a snap ring there. I'm going to take out this bearing and clean it up. Bearing goes in next. I cleaned it up. Should just slip in there. Okay, that's seated all the way. Snap ring. Snap ring pliers. Boy, that's a strong thing. There we go. We're good. Bearing's good. Now, as I understand it, this seal is supposed to come apart. And when it presses apart here, that part there will go around the shaft separately. This part here, interesting how they put the grease in there. This part here slides in. I tap it in slightly. The other one goes on the shaft, and then they mate up back when you're putting it, the shaft back into the housing. All right, because this shaft has some flanges and bolts sticking out, I'm going to use a piece of wood, get it up off the bench and get it sitting somewhat flat. Now the seal goes right here. So I'm just going to put a bit of oil on it. Slide that part on. This is a hydraulic oil that goes into the system later. That should just slide on with your fingers. Not quite. Needs a little bit more persuasion. I use my patented wood basher. I think that's good and seated all the way around the outside edge there, or the bottom edge. Now the next step is I got to get this part up on some timber so this part can slip down all the way through and not hit the bench. Okay, so theoretically this should just fit down on there. Now, put all the stuff back inside. That's actually pretty good and tight up against there now. So it's, even though it's a little bit loose, it's just touching the gear, and that's where that should be. There's no gasket here. It just uses this. This is what was recommended to me by Napa. So it makes a gasket. It's good for oil. And it doesn't go on this part. It just goes onto the the tractor. One good thing, there's no metal filings in here, so no wear, happily. It's dirty, but there's nothing reflecting. Well, that'll complete the right side. I'm going to do the left side now. Thanks for watching. If you think about it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.